The story begins in the city of Los Angeles. We see a big hotel. Two detectives have entered the building. They are Victor and Sarah. They begin interrogating at the counter. They have come to catch a drug lord. His name is Oka Tejo. Learning Oka is upstairs, they take the elevator up. When the elevator opens, a man with a gun appears. He starts shooting blindly. Victor protects himself and tackles the man. Victor also shoots blindly. Later, we know Victor killed him. Victor takes care of himself again. Oka comes and attacks. Oka acts purely on instinct. He provides Victor no time at all to think. Before Victor can even plan a way to take Oka out, the villain starts landing hit after hit on him. Victor feels completely dazed by the assault. He quickly realizes that he is no match for Oka in a direct physical brawl. To actually capture Oka, he knows he must rely on his firearm. Right then, Sarah arrives at the scene. Both of them grab their weapons. He immediately tries to escape from the upper levels. He leaps from level to level with the agility of a monkey. This sight leaves everyone stunned. Victor grabs a piece of furniture standing close by and flings it at Oka. Despite the hard fall, Oka recovers quickly and bolts from the area. The two partners begin chasing him down. The street outside is packed with people. Within this massive sea of bodies, Oka begins to vanish. Still, the detectives refuse to let him get away. Shortly after, Sarah catches up to Oka and fires. Victor remains quite a distance behind. Suddenly, Oka turns on Sarah. He murders her. He uses her very own service weapon to shoot her. He then flees the spot. When Victor finally finds Sarah, he discovers she has passed away. Long years seem to pass by. Now, we jump ahead 6 months. Our focus shifts to a fellow called Ishta. He has a retail job during daylight hours and drives for Uber after dark. He is constantly picked on by others, particularly by the people he works alongside. Most folks view Ishta as a dim-witted guy. They often tease him. At his workplace, there is a guy named Richie. Richie is the one who mocks Ishta the most. He calls Ishta by the nickname Stuberr. He created this label by blending Ishta's name with Uber. Ishta is infatuated with a woman named Bika. He dreams of starting a fitness center with her. However, his feelings are not returned. Bika constantly treats him like a sucker. Bika is aware of Ishta's crush. Because of that, she frequently exploits his kindness. Later, Ishta learns Bika is seeing a pro athlete. Ishta feels deeply depressed by this news. He believes his life is going nowhere. Meanwhile, his driver score on Uber is dropping every single day. Very odd passengers are constantly entering his vehicle. Ishta puts in great effort to earn high marks. Now we check in on Victor. He is still working hard to track down Oka and settle the old score. His boss, Henry, arrives to deliver some news. He explains the investigation is no longer their responsibility. The federal agents are now handling things. You need to relax. Stop pushing yourself so much. There is nothing left for us to do. Victor is upset by this. Earlier, during the brawl with Oka, Victor's glasses were knocked off. He is legally blind without them. Consequently, Victor makes a choice. He plans to have corrective surgery. The medical procedure is completed. However, the doctor gives him a specific warning. He must wear protective eyewear for a while. Also, his vision will remain blurry for a couple of days. Victor mostly ignores these medical orders. Instead, he heads out to visit with his child, Nicole. He cannot actually view Nicole clearly right now. Nicole mentions that her gallery is hosting a special art show tonight. She insists that Victor attend no matter what happens. But Nicole refuses to let Victor get behind the wheel. His eyesight is just too poor. She puts a ride-sharing application on his smartphone for him. She says he must use it to arrive whenever he is ready. Victor gives his word. Once he departs, he goes back to his house to nap. Suddenly, Victor's source phones him up. He reports that Oka will appear this evening. I found his meeting spot. He provides all the details regarding the location. Victor tries to ask a follow-up question. However, Leon hangs up the line first. He grabs his pistol and rushes toward his vehicle. He begins to drive away. But Victor is unable to see the path. He swerves the car across various streets. He crashes through several small trees. Yet, he refuses to quit. After a bit, his car falls into a deep pit at a worksite. Victor finally halts. He admits to himself that getting to the target like this is impossible. He requests Uber. The man behind the wheel happens to be Stu. Victor enters the back seat. He informs Stu that his destination is Koreatown. Stu begins the trip immediately. Stu feels quite struck by Victor's appearance. He assumes that Victor spends a lot of time at the gym building muscle. The two of them continue chatting as they travel. A short time later, the car pulls up in the Koreatown neighborhood. Victor enters the shop where Leon works. Victor notices that Leon is slumped on the floor. Victor tries to get answers by shouting at the man. He then understands that Leon is actually dead. Victor snatches the victim's cell phone. He prepares to walk out. However, he is unaware that he stepped in something and left a mark. He exits the building and climbs back into the waiting car. He begins scrolling through Leon's device. He checks the most recent outgoing dial. He discovers a contact for a woman called Amber. Victor rings her up. He manages to trick her into revealing where she is currently. This lady is employed at a local bar. Victor orders Stu to drive to that venue immediately. Stu feels like he cannot say no. Then Victor speaks to Stu. Victor sounds extremely frustrated. He informs Stu that his partner was being unfaithful to him. I decided to end the relationship. I feel quite miserable. I need you to show up at this moment. Please come and support me. Stu replies that he is currently with a passenger. He promises to finish the ride quickly. Once that person is gone, he will meet up with Victor. They drive toward the dance hall. Upon arrival at the destination, Victor explains to Stu that he must accompany him inside. I am unable to see the way forward. Stu initially says no, so Victor begins to intimidate him. If you refuse to cooperate, I will leave you a terrible review. Stu becomes quite nervous. He enters the building alongside Victor. Victor searches the entire room for Amber. Eventually, he finds her. Victor explains the whole situation to her. He wants to know what exactly is happening here. Amber mentions a guy called Emo. She claims that he is the only person who can explain the current events. Meanwhile, we look over at Stu. He is chatting with a professional dancer. The stripper is named Felix. Felix informs Stu that he is open to any questions. I can provide the most helpful tips. Stu confesses that he has feelings for Becca. They shared a physical moment once, but Becca acts as if that night never occurred. Felix suggests that he should reveal his romance to her. Be honest about your emotions for her. Then your situation might improve. Just then, Becca phones Stu. She explains that her partner had called. Becca reaches out and apologizes to him many times over. Despite all the tension between them, Becca still really wants Stu to come over to her house so they can talk. Stu eventually gives in and tells her that he is coming as soon as possible. However, as soon as they both step outside, Victor informs Stu that he doesn't have a choice in the matter and that now he will have to come with him all the way to Long Beach. Stu immediately tries to refuse because he has other plans, but Victor decides to blackmail him once again to get his way. Then, even though he absolutely does not want to go through with it, Stu realizes he has no choice and has to come with Victor to Long Beach. As soon as he arrives at the location, Victor gets very busy with his mission. He manages to find the house where Emo is staying. He goes right inside and immediately hands over the gun to everyone while he begins to interrogate them one by one. While he is looking around, he notices that they have a dog in the house. He discovers that they have been giving drugs to the animal. Then, after a short while, their dog pukes and all the drugs come out of its system. Seeing this makes Victor very angry because he cannot believe they are using a dog for such a thing. Victor loses his temper and beats them all up. After beating everyone in the house, he brings Emo out and forces her into the cab. Victor does several things here that make everyone think that Stu is actually his criminal partner. He even hands a gun to Stu right in front of all the people watching. But soon, Emo realizes the truth and finds out that Stu is just a regular cab driver. She also sees that Victor is not standing right there. Then she breaks the door of the cab and starts trying to run away as fast as she can. Stu tries to stop her again and again, but she simply will not listen to him. When she refuses to stop running, he accidentally fires the gun. By mistake, he gets a shot off, and this bullet goes straight into Emo's feet. Then Victor returns to the scene and demands that she tell him where the person is going to show up. She tells him about the store, but before she can explain anything else, Emo falls unconscious from her injury. Victor then picks up Emo and her dog and puts them in the car. He takes them to a doctor who manages to take the bullet out of Emo's leg and brings him back to his senses. As soon as Emo comes to his senses, Victor starts to torture him again. He keeps saying that he needs to know where the target is going to arrive. Emo refuses to tell him anything at first, and slowly Victor's torture increases. Then Stu steps in and stops Victor. He tells him that he does not need to be tortured in this way to get the truth. Stu says he knows exactly how to make him speak. Then Stu takes Emo's phone and starts tweeting on Twitter about him using his own phone. He shares things so that his whole family and all of his friends will find out the truth about him. After seeing this, Emo gets very scared of the social consequences. He tells them to stop and says he will tell them everything they want to know. Then he finally tells Victor the exact location of the store and says that the person is going to arrive there at 1 o'clock at night. But before Victor can ask anything else, a large group of people arrives at the scene. These people catch Stu. Victor tells the group that if they hand over Stu to him, then he will give Emo back to them. But Victor soon realizes that Emo means absolutely nothing to these people. He realizes that these people are actually planning to kill everyone there. Victor says this out loud, and as soon as Stu hears this, he is so overwhelmed with fear that he falls unconscious on the ground. Then bullets start firing from all sides of the room. Victor cannot see anything properly because of his eyes, but he still blindly shoots back. He manages to kill a lot of people one by one during the fight. At the same time, when Stu finally comes to his senses, he reaches Victor. He picks up whatever he can find in his hands and throws it at all the goons. Victor shoots everyone one by one until the room is quiet. But after killing all those people, he realizes that one man is still alive and is hidden somewhere in the room. He starts waiting for the man's feet to move so he can find him. Then that man accidentally puts his feet on a cat's tail. As soon as the cat makes a noise, Victor kills him too. Now Stu is very scared of everything that is happening. Victor tries to calm him down and takes out Leon's phone. He sees that a message has arrived on it. Victor thinks that this message is from Oka, so he sends a message back to him. He thinks he is talking to Oka, but we know that this number actually belongs to Jack Henry, who is Victor's captain. Jack has just arrived at Nicole's art gallery. Then Victor and Stu arrive there as well. They start roaming around in the art gallery, but everyone starts looking at them. Victor does not see properly and keeps bumping into things again and again. Then Nicole comes over and meets Stu. Stu tells her everything that has happened to him. He says that her father has completely ruined his life and that ever since he met him, he feels like he won't even be alive much longer. Then Victor comes over to Nicole and says that he needs the key to the house. This makes Nicole very angry. She says that now she knows exactly why he came here. She says that if he did not need the key, he probably would not have come to see her at all. She tells him that he has been absent from her life and that his work has always been the most important thing to him, not her. Victor tries to explain things to Nicole and gives her a gun. He tells her that the danger is increasing and that people might come looking for her. This makes Nicole even more worried than she was before. But Victor takes Stu and leaves the gallery. Then Stu takes him to his store where there are many guns kept. Victor starts taking out the guns, but after a while, Stu loses his temper. He tells Victor off and asks how long he plans to live his life this way by troubling everyone he meets. He says that Victor only causes problems for others and never thinks about their feelings. He tells him that he never expresses his emotions and is a very bad father. After hearing this, Victor gets very angry too. They both end up fighting for a long time. Then Stu picks up a bicycle and hits Victor with it. They both fall to the ground, and there is a very loud noise. Then Richie arrives after hearing the sound. As soon as Stu sees Richie, he starts abusing him and says that he is quitting his job right now. While he is leaving, Richie tells Stu to forgive him and says that Stu is his only friend. But now Stu does not care about any of those things. He takes Victor and leaves. Now they are going to the place where Oka is supposed to be coming. After a little while, they both reach the location. Victor tells Stu that he is a good man, but things are going to get much worse here. He tells Stu that he should leave now. After saying this, he calls McHenry and tells her that he needs backup. Stu leaves, but on his way he calls Becca. He expresses his love for her, but says that he needs some time to figure things out. He says he is ready to invest in her gym project because it is her dream, but he will only be an investor until he understands everything. Then Stu sees that only one police car is going toward Victor. He gets very suspicious because Victor had called for a whole army of backup. He goes back and stops in front of Victor. McHenry comes out of the car. She is the one who gave the gun to Victor earlier. She tells Victor that the FBI took the case because they knew someone in the department was working with Oka. She reveals that she is that person. She explains that she and Oka made a plan and gave wrong info to Leon so Victor would find him. Then they killed Leon and called Amber so Victor would go there and leave his footprints. She says there are pictures of him on CCTV and evidence of drug dealing, which is enough to trap him. She shoots Victor in the shoulder and is about to shoot him again. But before she can, Stu arrives with his car and shoots McHenry. Then Oka arrives and everyone starts shooting blindly. Stu gets Victor in his car and they start running. Now Victor sees everything clearly and has a weapon. He starts killing all of Oka's people. After a while, Stu realizes the car battery is low. Oka bumps into them and causes a crash. But both of them are fine. They go into a factory that seems empty. Stu finds the workers and tells them all to call for cabs. He does this so Oka will think backup has arrived when he sees all the cars. Victor uses a van to get outside, but it also gets into a crash. Everyone starts running, and Oka comes behind them with a gun. Then all the Uber cabs arrive and Stu says backup is here. But a driver gets out and asks why so many cabs were called, which ruins the trick. Oka tries to shoot Victor, but they start fighting. Oka is winning and is about to kill him, but then Nicole arrives and starts shooting blindly. She was suspicious and tracked the Uber to help her father. Oka attacks Nicole and snatches her gun. He tells Victor that he killed his partner and now he will kill his daughter. He pulls the trigger, but Stu jumps in front and gets shot instead. Victor jumps on Oka and strangles him. He is about to kill him, but Nicole stops him. The police arrive and arrest Oka. They are taken to the hospital and treated. Victor thanks Stu and gives him a 5-star rating, which makes Stu very happy. Time goes by, and we see Becca has opened her gym with Stu's money. On Christmas, Victor takes a dog to Nicole's house and sees that Stu is inside. Nicole says they are dating and Victor likes this. The film ends here.